Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 75.
What the hell already?
Yeah?
No, you're lying.
No, not lying.
Really?
Yeah, we've been going through it.
I swear to God, it was just 69.
Yeah, and then I stopped saying them.
Oh.
Because, I don't know. It's hard for me, but I need to get in the habit of looking at it before the podcast.
Nobody be alarmed if you're looking at the visual. That is not Dane, and that is not.
But
Oh.
it represents Dane.
Yeah, well, maybe in his dreams. I think he's sleeping or something.
Yeah. I texted Dane yesterday. Oh, sorry, I'm bumping the mic. I texted Dane yesterday and I said, "You down to record tomorrow at 10 a.m.?" And he responded with, "Yippee!" That's a typical response from Dane, but usually that means that he is prepared and ready.
Yeah, that means yes in Dane language.
Yeah, but I left him a bunch of voicemails calling him a rat bastard about 10 minutes ago. So he will probably join us at some point in the call. But, that will...
Hopefully, because we're discussing Vampire's Kiss.
Yeah, that's part of our,
Today.
routine.
We watched Vampire's Kiss. We got ready.
Yeah, and I think there's loads to talk about, but yeah, I think our habit so far has been talking about the movie in the latter half of the podcast, but we can start by maybe even ombudsing.
Oh, that's smart.
Because we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, we can start with ombudsing. And yeah, so we're recording earlier today because Ian has a project that he's working on that he can't really take many breaks from. So we're trying to get this out of the way early. So Ian's got the day ahead of him. Usually we record at around 12.
True.
Usually. Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere around there. Oh.
Is that the rat bastard?
That is not the rat bastard. That is completely unrelated. Sad.
Man.
Gave me a jump scare. Naldo Nido King says, Magic the Gathering Strip Club is my sleeper agent activation code. I do like that.
I do. I really like that, yeah.
I made that the title, thumbnail kind of thing of the
Nice.
last episode because I was like, man, I was obsessed with that idea. I'm like, that is a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I wanted someone to think it was real.
Yeah, like we went there or something.
Yeah.
Man, Merlin's really making my jeans his home. He always waits until I'm wearing the most uncomfortable pair of pants
Yeah.
to
We should start recording these because it's very obvious we're just doing it at our home. We should just get on Snuggies and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I
really
was
give the sleepover vibe.
I was kind of tempted because I have I guess we should talk about, or I want to talk about this before we really get into the unbudzing. I got the back of my thigh and my knee tattooed on the same leg. And wearing jeans
Yeah.
while that's happening.
Well, no one's forcing you.
I know, but I want to look my Sunday best.
Okay.
Yeah. And I haven't worn
Is that
these jeans.
Sunday best, going to church type meme? Okay.
We're not going to church. Well,
No.
we're going to the Church of Merlin.
Yeah.
But yeah, the jeans, I'm in the itchy, scabby phase of healing my tattoos. So I don't know why the fuck I thought wearing hard denim, these are hard denim jeans. It's not fun. And this goober's on me, so I can't even.
I don't think it's that bad.
What the hell?
You're gonna. Is it really that different wearing I don't know, a soft pair of?
Yes. Yes,
really?
it is. Yes.
I don't know. You got more fuzz and interaction with sweatpants over denim.
It's not it's wet.
Yeah, it might be more gentle, but it's still I don't know.
The hard scraping on the scabs just makes me want to itch.
Scraping that much though. It's just fucking fabric. Denim isn't it's not the seams of the denim, right?
No, but
you have a flat part.
Ian, let me put it this way. Okay, let's to everybody.
I'm in relaxation mode.
How many times on the podcast are you wearing jeans?
Never.
Okay, why is that?
Maybe twice.
Okay, why is that?
Just because they're not comfortable.
Oh, that's so interesting. They're not comfortable.
Yeah, completely different argument than where I was going.
I don't think so.
Yeah, if you just said that they were uncomfortable,
They're uncomfortable.
but you
on
made it
the
seem
tattoo
like
and the
it's
skin.
related to the tattoo.
My God, you wear those because they're nice.
I'm going hella semantic with it. You're right.
You're going
right.
to hell and back.
You're right. I'm wrong. Red Panda says at 1602, that reminds me of a RuPaul Drag Race episode where like 10 drag queens were lip syncing at the same time on stage. It was so chaotic and weird. That sounds awesome.
But it is the same vibe. It's like
what is that in relation to?
The strip club.
Oh,
like
really?
Having multiple women performing at the same time. Because it's like, give them their flower. Give them their time.
Yeah.
And then like, it's even worse because...
Makes it more formal and exciting as well. Like,
yeah.
Less, yeah.
But like, if people are throwing money on the stage, do they split it? Or like, they probably have like, okay, throw for this person and then throw for that person. And then it's like, you have to see how much people like don't like you.
Wait,
sometimes.
You know what would be cool?
Huh?
I like the idea of setting up a strip club. Forget the Magic the Gathering thing.
Okay.
It's just a different model for strip club or even brothel. Mm-hmm. Where basically, you know, like in WoW or other games, you have the dragon kill points, DKP. So basically there's like I don't know why I'm relating it to that, because I think this format exists in, I don't know, just like, it's just like a different business model where basically like the longer you work there and the more hours you put in, the more like value you get from the like collective pool of money.
I think that's like seniority mixed with communism.
Yeah, seniority communism rule.
Because like in communism, you own a portion of the
right. It is like the perfect capitalism communism fucking like coming together.
No, I think
because it is like work yourself to the bone to get more money.
Well, yeah. No, because like at the base of at least like Marxism, that's what it is. It's like you own part of the company, so you want to do better.
So
because you're going to make money.
In this case, you're not going to own part of the company.
Okay. Okay.
It is just almost like a little thing for the employees to kind of fight over.
So like commission-based work.
Yeah, kind of.
No,
but it's
like
not commission.
Salesman.
You don't necessarily have to do a good job.
Oh.
You do a good job just for yourself, for the like one-on-one private sessions or something.
I think you might be describing the U.S. government now.
Yeah, I don't know. It needs to be worked on.
Yeah, no. I like it. I just wanted to make jokes.
Oh no. I agree with Dane on The Matrix. It was towing the line to the point of ostracizing most audiences. I feel like most of us just didn't need it and didn't want it. The fact it happened made some of us happy, but it fell short in so many ways. It just needlessly pandered to the diehards and didn't engage new viewers enough. Interesting. Have you seen that one?
No.
Matrix Reloaded.
I haven't even seen
regular Matrix.
Yeah, remember? I don't know who is the
that was the thing I really... There's a lot of Barbie movie haters out there.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of Barbie movie lovers. I'm a Barbie movie lover.
Me too.
And I think one of the reasons that I loved that movie is I really appreciated the nods to the Matrix the whole way through.
Yeah.
Maybe not the whole way through, but for the majority of it, I guess. Like the most important. It's like already Barbie world is kind of a Matrix-like world. And then there was like finding
Nemo.
There's like the corporation.
Oh,
that
you're right.
Was like kind of in charge or whatever.
When she meets the old lady, you said that was a direct.
It was
reference.
Almost like direct. Yeah.
So
in my mind,
which is like cool.
It was a perfect opportunity to get like fucking Matrix heads and like primarily men, who maybe haven't like, thought about it too much to be like, oh, this maybe actually is a cool movie. Maybe I should think about it.
It's so ironic that The Matrix has almost like primarily male audience.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder really leaned into what
That must really mean
leaned into
something.
the male gaze.
No, well, I think that must really say something about men.
Yeah.
And how trapped they feel in being able to fully express their, because the
interesting.
Matrix is about the trans struggle,
Yeah.
like at its core. And I
It
wonder
is.
if men really fantasize about being able to break away from.
I think it's just the perfect linking of the messages where it's like, yeah, if you just like it shit being cool and blowing up and like things not being what they seem,
Yeah.
it allows you to kind of feel smart, but then also have the Fast and the Furious like cool shit going on.
Like the South Park effect.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could phrase it
I
that
always
way.
call it the South Park effect.
What specifically? Like
Just like you
the fact
end
that
up
it's...
like you're trying to use something else to send a message, but the something else
Right.
ends up being what the main demographic is. Like American Psycho's a good
No, I
explanation
get
of
what
that.
you're talking about. You're totally right. Was Fight Club that way
Yes,
as well?
Fight
Okay.
Club was that way. Wolf
Yeah.
of Wall Street was that
Right.
way.
It's so funny.
The South Park effect.
It's like, yeah, I gotta figure out how to make my art, but also make people fucking splooge.
Well, like, there was this one clip that I saw on Twitter that was going around recently of Cartman walking around a water park, and like everyone at the water park was like not white. It was like mostly like primarily Mexican families, and he's like freaking out or whatever.
Oh.
And the person who was tweeting it was like, Cartman was right, or Cartman
I
like,
think I saw that.
yeah. And somebody else retweeted it and was like, if you're admitting
Siding with Cartman in the situation.
yeah, if you're siding with Cartman, like you need help. Like that's a
Yeah.
self-report. But there are probably a lot of people that watched that
Mm-hmm.
and really thought Cartman was like cooking, and they really like South Park because of like Cartman. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So, and that was like the whole point of Cartman was to be, you know, a critique on the American populace and like how like bigoted they are a lot of the time, like culturally.
Yeah,
But,
he was a
like-
particularly nasty character.
Yeah.
I didn't watch, like, I've only seen, like, maybe a handful of South Park episodes. But yeah, Cartman was just like a little fat bully.
Yeah, he was a little bigot, little loser, and like was a fucking asshole. And the whole point of it, like, they didn't make him to like make it more appealing to 14-year-olds. It was just like they made him for as a comment, but the 14-year-olds
Love him.
love him.
Yeah, Cartman was always the favorite character of my
Friends.
community.
Yeah, everybody loved Cartman.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
It happens a lot. I call it the South Park effect, but it's
I like that.
in a lot
Yeah.
of things, you know.
The editing conversation reminded me of the 2023 Australian movie Limbo. Quite an interesting, slow-paced drama, but a very cool aspect of the movie is that it's directed, written, and produced, and filmed, and had music all made by the same person. Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Man, that's like, it's so hard to do and have it be good.
I feel like that's almost impossible.
Yeah.
To
Because something has to fucking give.
you can't be good at everything,
Yeah.
but I mean, maybe you can be. I don't know.
I
I've
mean,
never
some
seen it.
people are like, I don't know, some people are amazing at that kind of shit. An example of that, I think Bo Burnham is a good example of someone who can do a lot of that stuff.
Oh, that's true. Because he did it all in his.
I think so.
House.
'Cause, well, he's just like a musical person.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of mixed music and comedy.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously understands storytelling to some extent.
He's politically aware.
That might be maybe the area that he's lacking, though.
I don't know. I haven't seen.
Oh wait, yeah, he made that one movie.
Yeah. Oh,
Teenagers
Yeah,
or
and I heard that was really
14.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I also think about Justin Stander, game developer Justin.
Oh yeah.
He does a lot of music.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of casually like composed some shit for the games that he's made.
He
and I'm
made-
always like, oh, this is fucking like you do the games and you're making the music. Like,
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, for those who don't know, he's the one who made Samurai.
Samurai Gun. No, that's not it.
What is
It's
it called?
man,
My brain always wants
Katana Zero.
Katana Zero. I always want to say Gantz Zero.
Oh, right, because that's an anime.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's that.
Like 3D crazy looking one.
Yeah, it's the one where they're like fighting monsters.
Right.
So I always want to say he made Gantz Zero, but he
Yeah.
definitely did not make that.
No.
But he did make Samurai Zero.
No.
Fuck, now I'm doing it.
Katana Zero.
Katana Zero.
I was just mixing it up because there was another samurai-esque game called Samurai Gun, which I played back in the day. Also an indie game.
Yeah.
Very fun.
But everybody loves Katana Zero,
Yeah.
so.
It's a great game. But yeah, like even he, I think, has these moments where he's like, yeah, like I think I'm like pretty good at making music, but like he'll get, people who are better than him to make the music.
Yeah, because there
know.
is always someone better.
Yeah. And I think his the thing he's probably worse at, I imagine, is art. So
Yeah.
that's like a good area to specialize, is be like, yeah, I can do fucking, you can pick one of or two of three things maybe
Yeah.
to be able to get right.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I would say I'm most confident. I have two things that I'm very confident in.
Yeah.
And then everything else I'm like
What would you pick for your like life confidence?
cooking and
Cooking?
baking. That
Okay.
one for sure.
Culinary, we'll
Yeah,
say.
culinary confidence. I have culinary confidence.
Nice. What else do you have?
Like whatever I do for
Visual arts.
No, whatever I do for what would you call what I do for Creator Clash?
Oh, right. Because that is more of a life element.
Yeah. What would you call that?
I'd say communication.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So communication. Communication and culinary crafting.
Wow. Triple C's.
Ooh, that's true. What about for you? What are your two things? Oh, I know what I'd say for you.
Well, I'm making a video right now, and it makes me feel a little bit like arguing. What do lawyers do?
Yeah.
Arguing?
Yeah, creating an argument,
Yeah,
debating,
Yeah.
crafting an argument.
Yeah. Debate is different.
No,
I
it is
think.
different.
Yeah.
I would say that's true.
And then the other thing is, I don't know. I'm super visual.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I'd just say visual art.
I would say editing.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Okay.
You're very good at editing. And I think that's why you've never given it to someone else.
Yeah.
Because I think you know.
Realization of like, oh shit, the thing that I've gotten good at, I'm now just passing that off to someone else. It's
Yeah.
like, what would I replace that with? Something that I'm worse at.
Yeah.
And that I don't want to get better at.
Well, because you really love, it does go into visual arts. Like you love having an idea and making it a reality.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I'd be interested if Dane does join our call. Maybe he thought I said 11. That's totally possible.
Oh,
Because we usually would say 11.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. And then someone says, you should watch Raising Arizona. I've never heard of that.
Whoa.
But thank you, Ham Frankie.
Raising Cane's.
Raising Arizona. I love the set. It's so soothing in its color scheme.
I agree.
Be begging Dane to please make a backdrop or something to match the feeling.
Oh, that would be.
I really want to like make. Oh, man, I think what would need to happen is he just pulls up a green screen behind himself.
Ooh, and
then
we can
copy paste this.
Yeah.
there. I wonder how good that. I think that could trick some people.
I think
who
it
aren't
could.
paying attention.
Yeah. I mean, at least it would have continuity.
Why is Ian wearing actual shoes? Bring back the Crocs. Oh,
were you wearing
they're
actual
back.
shoes?
I guess I was. I don't remember it.
He
But
gets
yeah.
so many compliments. We were at the skin doctor, and she was freaking complimenting the Crocs.
Yeah, they're filthy.
Yeah, she took a beat from looking at his skin to look at his Crocs and be like, Damn, those are some cool Crocs.
Those are some big Crocs.
Huh?
Someone says W real voice.
Oh, yeah, because Dane was doing tarnation.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Ian's memory sucks ass right now because his whole soul is going into what he's making. Yeah. So,
yo, y'all need money? I'm doing good right now. We can go over it at a bad unboxing event or strippy club. Love y'all. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
they. Someone commented that with the username Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell is a guy who won that lawsuit that we talked about briefly at the end of the last episode. It was a lawsuit against Carl Jobst. Convex Retina says, I'll work there for sure. Nice. Okay, Convex Retina.
I think that would be
We'll employ
sick.
you.
Yeah, because we do need, like, you know, people who know the game. We would hire, like, people to train the strippers on how to, like, play.
How to Train Your Stripper.
And then we'll make a movie called How to Train Your Stripper, and we'll make it Pixar style.
Okay, nice.
Aww.
We could do that.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a, like, very ham-fisted parody movie by DreamWorks, making fun of How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon's Disney, right?
I think so.
It might be DreamWorks now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it probably is.
They're making a live action of it, so
because
I assume
if How
it's
to Train
Disney.
Your Dragon,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it would be at Disney. It would be at the parks. It would have been
I thought it was
exploited fully.
Didn't they like put? I swear to God, there is a How to Train Your Dragon land.
Land?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Look it up. How to Train Your Dragon.
All right. Well, I just fucking.
It might be DreamWorks. I don't know.
Nope. How to Train Your Dragon is not a Disney movie. It was made by DreamWorks Animation. Yep. The same studio behind movies like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, and Madagascar.
Okay, so here's the thing. Now Disney can do the funniest thing ever and parody them by making How to Train Your Stripper.
Yeah.
How to Train a Stripper.
They'll change it to How to Train a Stripper.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Because you're not having ownership over the stripper.
Yeah. It's a stripper. That
Nico says, Ian streaming when? Oh, soon, Nico, soon.
Yeah.
I just need to get over this effing video.
Yeah, there's a...
John Bingo says, Lamau, I fell for the GMM episode 2. I was like, there's more types, except I put it on to have something on in the background. And I was like 15 minutes in. I was like, what the hell is happening? That's probably how a lot of people watch GMM.
Yeah.
We're a little more active.
We're active. We're playing along the whole time.
We literally will look at each other and like comment on like what we think their answers are going to be for a particular thing.
Yeah.
We give our answers.
Sometimes Link sets me the fuck off and I have to rant to Ian about how he should just fucking eat the salmon.
Yeah. It's so annoying to witness a fucking 40-plus-year-old like still bitch and moan about a tomato.
Just fucking eat the worst was like Stevie had her. This is so niche for like people that don't watch GMM, but their producer who like she chimes in a lot, Stevie, they do this thing where they have their employees have their favorite foods and they have to try their employees' favorite foods. And Stevie, one of her favorite foods is a lox bagel, which is, it has fucking smoked salmon on it and tomato. And this motherfucker, he wouldn't eat the lox. He wouldn't
how
eat
it's
it.
Meant to be.
He was like taking shit. He was taking the most crucial parts off of it. And it was making me so mad. Like, you gotta try it. Like, you eat, and listen, I get if you're like an ARFID king or queen, but this motherfucker eats like cow intestines and cock and shit. Like, they eat, like, and he does it.
A shit-filled cock.
Well, no, not that one.
They eat shit-filled cocks on GMM.
Yeah, I've seen it. No, but they eat things, and he goes, you know, he pushes himself to eat these things all the time.
Yeah.
You could imagine that he could, you know, take a bite of a lox bagel.
Yeah.
You know.
Connor Does says, I got so angry at GMM one year on April 1st where they uploaded a 20-minute video where they didn't say a word. I don't think I've ever tuned in since. That's wild. That is like, ugh.
That's actually really relatable.
It is.
Yeah.
It pisses you off. Isn't that interesting? You're really part of someone's life.
Yeah.
And their routine. And they're excited because that is like the little dopamine hit of the day. And they give you that shit. Yeah. And it's just like,
unforgivable.
It's interesting. Yeah. How much of an insult that is.
Well, it's
for them, it's just like, oh, this is funny. This is a good meme.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like if you had a friend that slammed on the brakes when you had a drink in the car. And then you're like some people would be like, haha, but like me.
Some people, yeah.
I would be like, I'm literally never talking to you again. Ever. So that I get it. Sometimes you're just over it.
Yeah. Yeah, true. It's like the friend example is an interesting one because it's like, okay, like, is that, if it's an accident, it's easy to get over it. Mm-hmm. But if it's on purpose as part of like your routine of hanging out with this person, it's like, ooh.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, did you see the video on Twitter of the girl twerking there's a pool.
Yes.
Their pool party. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I just thought it would be funny to say it after. I was a little too late. If you just said a girl twerking on Twitter, and I was just like, yes, absolutely. I love that video.
Yeah, no, that would have been funny. But she was twerking around, there's a bunch of people around a pool, and she's twerking, and her friend is like hyping her up, right? Slapping her ass and like whatever. And then the friend grabs her by the chest and the back and throws her into the pool. And it's shocking, right? Like you're not prepared to like be thrown in water. It's like this really cruel moment where it's like, what the fuck? Like no one's in the pool. She's not dressed for the pool. You can tell like her hair's done, her lashes are done. And like women understand other women, like how much effort and time and money is going into that shit. And she just full on, like she's like hyping her up, whatever. Everybody's around the pool, shoves her in. And like all the comments, when you read the comments, everybody's like, I hope you fucking never talk to that friend again. And I'm like, I get that. Because that is like, that's cruel. Something's going on.
It's interesting with the people getting thrown in or pushed into pools content.
Yeah.
Because you can always kind of get a vibe check for where people are at.
Yeah.
Like the idea of like, if someone gets pushed in a pool and they're like smiling afterward and they're like happy about it, I mean, it's one thing to do it if you're embarrassed and, uncomfortable. But like, if your phone was in your pocket, if your fucking whatever's in your pocket, if you have makeup on, if you're fully clothed, like, the level of clothes kind of determines like how prepared are you for being wet.
Yeah, like if you're in the pool or you've been in the pool, like, but this poor girl, she like screams.
Okay.
And it kind of reminded me of this other one. I don't know if you saw it, but it was like one of the Lake Michigan or one of these body of waters that is actually like pretty dangerous. And this guy shoves his girlfriend into the water. Have you seen that one? And she's screaming and she can't swim. Oof. And it's like, it's so horrific. She gets out and she's so, you can tell she's so fucking traumatized from that.
I think I saw one of those where they were like a bunch of teens, like cliff diving type meme, or
the one where she broke her back.
I think so.
Yeah, and she went to court over it. It was criminal charges.
I remember there being two girls. Yes. One girl pushed another one. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
It's sad that shit like that has to happen for some people to like
understand boundaries.
Yeah, and yet to learn that, it's like, man, I wish you had learned that fucking sooner.
I know, that's such a high consequence.
I know.
Thing.
It's like, because, just...
She could have died.
Yeah, if you do it into a pool and their reaction is like fucking, oh, I didn't like that. I'm like, we're done.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, that could be enough to be like, oh, shit. Some people take this shit seriously.
Yeah.
And it could be enough to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's why I try that. That's something that I've sort of tried to get more in line with, is like the idea. And a good example is water. I grew up around the water, really comfortable with the ocean, going out in the ocean, dealing with like riptides, dealing with all the shit, getting fucked up by a wave and recovering.
Oh man.
And that's the ocean. That's not even just like a basic fucking pond or
Yeah.
lake or whatever.
Yeah.
And realizing I used to be like very judgmental of people who were like adults who are like, oh, I can't swim or this or that. And I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you're an adult. And that's so stupid
Yeah.
because it's like a lot of people don't have the opportunity. That's a luxury.
That is a
To be able to
luxury.
grow up around water and learn all about it and have these like.
To grow up around water, to pay for swimming lessons, to
Yeah.
have parents that care to
The
put
whole
you in.
thing.
Yeah. And also, yeah, like I had never been taken to the ocean.
Yeah.
So when you took me to the ocean for the first time and took me, do you remember taking me
Yeah.
into the water?
Yeah.
And I had
you did
no
not wanna,
clue.
Yeah. You didn't know what to expect.
I had no clue what the fuck to expect.
Part of the fun for me is like, yeah, let's go into the waves and let's fucking go underneath them when they're
Yes.
crashing and
So-
all of this shit.
That's what fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because I at first wasn't getting it and it was like getting in my mouth and shit and I was like very confused. And you were like, oh, you got to go under. So I went under and these were like pretty big waves.
Yeah.
This was oceanside kind of area.
Yeah.
And I went under, but I went, I guess, too far
Mm-hmm.
under and I got slammed
Mm-hmm.
into the ground. Like my head got fucking slammed and I got
Yeah.
dragged on the sand.
Well, I was going to say sometimes that probably isn't too far under. That's probably as best you can do. It's just more about bracing for getting fucking
Yeah,
pushed.
I was not ready.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand the physics.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I got slammed and I got held under,
Yeah.
I got really scared.
Of course.
And I came up and I was like, I want to get the fuck out. And at the time, you were like, well, no, it's like, this is fun.
Part
Like,
of
you're
the
fine.
fun.
And I was so confused. I fucking hated it. And there's this episode of Bob's Burgers
Uh-huh.
that I watched recently where him and his daughter go out and they're boogie boarding and she gets fucking slammed in the same way
Oh.
into the ground and she gets
That's
traumatized
cool.
by it and she's like, I want to leave.
Oh, wow.
And so
it makes me want to watch Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers is fucking awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, she wanted to leave and they're starting to leave and then they're like they realize like you can't let something so they go back.
Yeah.
But like it was cool to watch it and be like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one who's gotten fucked up by the waves.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, like even I was shocked at how cold it was.
Yeah.
And how salty, the saltiness of it.
There's so many things that you take for granted, like of the things that you learn over the years of like going to the beach and swimming,
Yeah.
of like how to things that you just become accustomed to, like going under the water and like I don't know, it's very much like you get used to the motion and the tempo of the waves.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, you go down under the wave, but then there's still this component of like what's around you. Is it rocky underneath? Is it shallow? Because the West Coast is fucking crazy with its waves because you can have. And the beaches are all different up and down the coast where you can go to a place where the waves are fucking massive and crashing, but it's like knee-high water.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would
So it's just like, you just accept it. Like you just have to get
Yeah.
fucked by the wave. You can, if you're, athletic or whatever, you can have fun with it and you like jump or do a flip over it or
Wow.
into it. But there's definitely in some cases not going underneath because
Well,
you
that's-
fucking like you like lay down.
Isn't that like super dangerous though? Like I saw a clip recently of two people, a couple, they're on the beach and they want to take each other into the ocean to kiss and there's like these big waves and the waves knock them over and they're falling and one of them, the guy gets out. And you can see her kind
Right,
of
and she's
ebb onto
getting
the
dragged.
beach
Yeah.
and then go out and then ebb and then she's gone. That's it.
Oh,
She gets taken.
and so she died.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was so like I guess my question is in water like that where it's like knee high because that's what it looked like. It was like knee high with really high waves. Like is there a danger of like getting pulled? Do you get taught about that or
I mean, we just get taught about like rip currents,
Yeah.
basically, which is just the water pulling you directly back out into the ocean, basically.
right? Which I guess is what was happening to her.
Yeah,
So
probably.
you swim diagonal.
Yeah, that's the idea. Is that like you don't want to fight the the direction like it's a treadmill per se.
Okay.
And just like try to swim directly. You're
Yeah.
trying to basically, sure, you want to make some progress toward land,
Right.
but you want to keep going in a different direction,
Right.
so that you pull out of the area that is the rip
Oh,
current.
right. Because
Because it's a section. It's
a
not like the
section.
whole beach is going to
Okay.
be rip current.
right.
It's a portion, maybe it's a big portion.
Right.
But eventually, if you at least go diagonally inward,
Right.
then you can get out of it.
You
At
got to
least
pray that it's.
I'll probably Dane responded, so he can come in.
Dane's coming.
I'll put information. Actually, oops, I said we're still posing. I meant to say we're still potting.
We're still posing.
I'm actually gonna get you guys a shitty Chat GPT answer.
Yeah.
So that, because I'm saying this based on recollection and like my experience, because I've been in some like rip currents and.
Have you ever been scared? Like,
Yeah.
You're not really.
Definitely.
And you kept going to the beach even though you were in these scary.
Yeah, the thing is it all depends, right? Like a rip current isn't like some. I don't think it's something. Maybe it can be measured, but it's not really like a uniform thing in its length and for how far out it goes. I
Yeah.
don't know what like the longest rip current. Like imagine you're getting taken a mile out.
I know.
Like, I don't think that's how the physics work, because I think it is related to the coast and stuff.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to call Dane just so he can be part of
Okay.
this call.
So we can include him.
Yeah.
The Dane.
The Dane brain.
Dane brain. Call him rat bastard.
So yeah, I'm okay. All right, when he joins the call, this is what we're all going to do, including the audience. We all got to call Dane a rat bastard.
Yep. Let him know.
Yeah.
Bully Dane. Bully Dane.
Be creative about it, though. You know, don't just call him a rat bastard.
Call him a monkey's
So yeah,
uncle.
it could be very wide. It could be, I think, longer than expected. So when I've been caught in one of these things, being like a younger person who is used to swimming, like you can technically swim perpendicular,
Yeah.
not perpendicular, parallel to the rip current in the
Yeah.
direction, and get out of it and just be on land. But that's work.
Man,
and
that's
that's-
so scary.
So like I've done it, and many people have done it. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
just a function of being a human.
yeah.
But yeah, if it's like, if you start swimming, you're like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm not getting anywhere. That's when you can probably start to think like, maybe it's a bad idea to keep fighting this.
Yeah.
And then thinking that you can get over the hump.
Yeah.
I just have to swim harder, because that's, I think, how people die.
Yeah.
Is you're now exhausted and you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
But I guess it's worth noting that if you're in a situation, I mean, obviously it's a bit different if there's crazy waves, but if you are tired, like, you don't always have to tread water. Like,
float on your back.
yes, you could essentially, if you keep your head facing up out of the water,
Yeah.
like waves will affect your ability to breathe, but if you're, in open ocean, you can generally just sit there and kind of float.
Yeah. Get a break at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to point that head up.
Starfish.
Yeah.
You got to do the starfish.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, that's just how I was
Just
taught.
floating on the water.
Yeah. Because I don't
Spreading
know
out.
what the fuck, like, my parents, I lived in, like, the middle
Mm-hmm.
of the country, up north. I don't know why my parents taught me swimming, like, why I went to swimming lessons, but I did learn all of, like, treading water and stuff, and they teach you when you're floating, if you're stranded and you're exhausted, to starfish. So you spread your arms and legs out like a starfish, and you stick your head up and you just float.
I tend to not do that because I find it just easier to point your head up. It feels like more effort
Yeah.
to get your body to like float. It's kind of a little bit of like, you can do that for sure.
Yeah.
It's just kind of whatever you're comfortable with or whatever's working
Yeah.
to not drown
Yeah,
you.
it's whatever's working. I think that's something I'm really excited that you're talking about this, because this is something that I don't think very much about with you or know very much about you with you, is your like, you are a child of the ocean.
Yeah.
And you went fishing with your dad, and you don't really do that stuff
that's
anymore.
one exciting thing. Coach Christo was saying that he would give us free surfing lessons
Shut up.
on the next camping trip.
That's
so
sick.
I never learned how to surf.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
and that was another aspect, right? You can get really used to the ocean, but if you can't, is that Dane?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Hello.
Oh my God, is that Dane? Go to Dane's camera. There he is.
Oh,
The rat
That's me running
bastard.
to the computer.
rat bastard.
Holy shit. All right. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Oh, wait, just leave that on the main. There we go.
We'll have it.
Oh,
I'll have it
nice.
be right here.
Right here, right in the middle. The rat bastard is here.
Right here. Right now.
We were talking about surfing right now, and
Sorry, just gotta get rid of Dane's camera. I put that on there in case you went to Dane's camera.
Oh.
He's not there. Oh my gosh, 9:50.
you slept in.
Why
The
didn't it go
alarm
off?
The alarm went fucker mode.
You rat bastard.
Why didn't it go off?
Your alarm clock's a rat bastard.
Man, that's frigged up. Your skin
I had to
looks
set that because I was up.
awesome.
My what?
Your skin looks awesome.
Really? I think it
Yeah.
looks fucking. I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I was like, "Fuck." I look like
Really?
shit.
I look
Oh,
like
well.
a rat bastard.
That's why I
Oh.
said, "Fuck, we'll do live." My glasses are fogging up too.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you
Yeah,
for.
I don't know why. I don't know why my alarm didn't. Sorry, I was up late last night. I was fucking trying to crunch.
Yeah.
What, play Minecraft?
He's playing number crunchers.
No, I was working, Anissa. Some of us have to work instead of playing Minecraft all day.
I thought maybe you watched Jack Black Minecraft and you got inspired.
No, but somebody in my Discord posted the entire movie like as a video file, and I just like skipped to a random part, and Jack Black said Chungus, and then I stopped watching. I don't know what that was about. Why did he say
It's
Chungus?
so fucking weird to see the like Twitter reaction to the Minecraft
Yeah.
movie. I saw one where it was just all the movie or all the moments when people clap during the Minecraft movie, and it was just after every like cheesy line from Jack Black. Like he goes chicken jockey, and then everyone's like woo.
I saw that clip. Yeah,
Just insane.
The only clip I've seen from it is the Techno Blade nod,
Oh, I didn't see that one.
which was sweet.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
they did like a sweet Techno Blade.
Have you seen the clip of them saying something about like we're mining and then we're going to be crafting Minecraft or some shit like
They
that?
said the name of the movie.
no way.
Legit, 100%. That is a line from it. I butchered it, but yeah.
Man, Dane, they should have
That is
hired
kinda
you to
hype.
write the script.
I don't think a Minecraft movie should exist. If it was going to exist, it should have existed at least 8 years ago. But you know, Warner Brothers needs money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to go out of business.
Yeah, they're really. I don't know what I've seen people post the unfinished version of the CGI.
That's the one that I got. That's the one that got posted,
Oh,
Really?
and it was full of a bunch of like transatlantic gambling ads.
yeah, it's very
awesome.
funny. Yeah,
The hell?
I really like it.
We're doing some
Unbudsing.
ombudsing right now.
Well, how long have you been recording for?
Just about.
For? I don't know
we're
why
gonna
I said
say like
for.
40 minutes ish.
Okay. Have you guys
So,
talked
we
about
got
Vampire's Kiss yet?
We have not.
We're saving it
Okay.
for you. We were hoping you would come
All right.
on.
Thank you.
We're
Anyway,
gonna.
continue the on buds.
Okay. Mercurial says, really convincing me about taking the plunge on doggy daycare with the Merlin story. This might be out of left field from the Nicolas Cage streak on, but I've got a recommendation for Sunshine, 2007 film. I've yet to meet another person who has seen it despite a very star-studded cast. I remember you mentioning this, or someone else mentioning Sunshine, Mercurial. So we'll add that to the list. Maybe we'll do that next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Viewer recommendation.
I do want to say I do really want to watch Adolescence with you. Dane, have you watched Adolescence?
But it
Okay.
is on my watch list.
Okay, because I really
We'll do Sunshine, then we'll do Adolescence.
okay.
Well, I will. I do not want Anissa to walk into something she does not want to walk into. Sunshine is a bit of a horror movie.
Oh.
It's
I think
not. It's not like. It's like. Not. I don't know. It's not like full horror movie, but it does have horror movie elements, especially towards the end.
Gore?
No.
Ghouls and ghosts?
I don't remember. I think it's mostly just
we
like.
don't want to get spoiled, babe. What if Dane was like, ghouls, yes, ghosts, kind of.
I want to know what kind of scary. Spiders?
Oh my gosh, you've watched some fucking horrible shit.
It's like sci-fi. It's like sci-fi horror. It's not. It's more
Like
just like.
Splice?
Splice of
No.
life.
No.
Horny?
Is it horny horror?
I'm done.
I mean,
I'm done.
Well, anything can be horny horror if you're special enough.
Yeah, if you're hard enough.
Exactly.
U.S. strip clubs are not great. I've always felt they were dirty, cheaply run, and the dancers were, exactly as Ian and Anissa put it, fighting each other for cash.
Yeah.
I think it's a male dominance thing, which is fucking gross. I'd much prefer a card cafe / strip club vibe. Yeah.
Okay, maybe we need to
There's
make
a market for it.
I think we might need to make this.
The idea of the gym master is amazing. It
Nice.
encourages the dancers to interact more directly with the customers while promoting certain games and gives a certain interactivity that traditional strip clubs lack.
True, and they could pick their outfit, their uniform, their gym leader fit.
I do like this kind of positive angle of like, so there's this epidemic happening of like OnlyFans and like maybe to some extent strip clubs where, you know, women are hella objectified. And in some cases, a lot of these men just want some fucking connection.
I know.
Right?
So humanizing them through
So, yes, if you have this opportunity and reason to go to one of these clubs, you need to start with one and treat it very preciously.
I agree.
And really have like good rules and create a culture around
Yep.
it. So there is this opportunity to essentially pay to not fucking, you know, get your dick grinded on until you splooge, but like have a nice, authentic interaction, as authentic as it can be with spending money. But I'm okay with that idea. I think we spend a lot of money. Like they do it. Japan is probably not the best example.
But they do it in Japan. They have boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yes, I think they have a fucking rent an old man
They
thing
have
as well.
Yeah, they have a rent. You can rent
where
anything
it's like
you want.
that's the impetus, but like, you know, if you know, it's still good for your
Yeah.
soul to interact with someone.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it not real.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
like that idea. Sorry, there was a little bit of a ramble.
That was a bit of a Randall.
That was kind of a
from
Randall
Recess.
moment.
Well, right now is actually the best time to start a business in America.
So true. I heard the stock market is doing really well.
It's
Yeah.
doing really well, and you're going to be able to afford a lot of the different types of like raw materials that takes to build
Yeah.
a building like that.
Yeah.
Especially steel. Canadian
Yeah,
steel.
Chinese steel is hot.
Oh yeah, and Chinese steel. Yeah.
I'm going to create a gaming cafe, and it's going to have exclusively the Switch 2s from Japan.
I thought you were going to say American steel in the building.
I'm going to use, my gaming cafe will have
Oh.
American-made game consoles.
Oh, ooh.
We're going to get Soldier Boy on the case.
That's true. Soldier Boy's American
Yeah.
made consoles.
We're
And
gonna
we
have
could
an
make
Xbox,
okay,
basically.
building materials out of the cinder blocks made out of garbage where you just take like plastic bottles and fill it with other garbage and then make a
Yes.
building out of it.
That's what we'll do.
There you go. We don't need
you go.
China, Canada, Mexico,
Every other country.
Taiwan. We don't need any of
It's
any
so
of
fucking stupid, man. Like, everyone could see this coming a mile away. Or
I know. Well, you think,
should
yeah.
see this coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Like, all these other countries are like, yeah, we could just team up and say, fuck you back. Like, that's possible. It's so irritating.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad to see America take the ball away. You know, the kids playing at recess, and the one kid's like, "This is my ball. I brought it. You guys don't want to play my game? I'll leave." And then all the other kids go, "You guys want to play tag?"
That happens so often where it's like, I mean, sometimes it wasn't a kid being selfish. It was just literally their brains are that fucking quick to switch.
Yeah.
Or it's like, actually, you know.
Mine.
Yeah.
It's actually mine and I'm better than you guys. And then all the other kids are like, okay, well, you guys want to like play capture the flag with my shoe or something?
Yeah, with my shoe, yeah.
So like, that's what America
They'll make it
reminds me
work.
of.
They'll make it work.
Yep.
Chinese steel, by the way, sounds like a cool name for like an Asian wrestler.
Ooh.
like
Yeah, have you seen in, I think it's Japan, they have female pro wrestling where they're like, they look like magical girls where they dress up like in these
That's cool.
crazy frilly dresses and stuff, and they do these like insane acrobatics, and like it's fucking cool.
Yeah. That's actually a good new naming scheme I think people should just take is like something a country exports and the name of the country.
Yeah. There's Canadian steel.
Yeah. American vanilla.
Does America make?
No, but it's possible, you know. It's probably like 0.0000001% of our
Right.
economy.
I think Madagascar.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I was trying to take it in a different direction.
Well, what
I don't
does
think we
America have? American oil?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Well, not
American
as much as
tech.
Canada. Oh,
Yeah.
American meta.
Technology. What are America's number one fucking exports? I haven't even. Maybe like fucking corn.
Yeah, probably.
That would be a good guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
corn, potatoes, shit like
chicken,
that. Man, we fucking suck.
Yeah, you guys have
Oranges.
less oil. Oh, oranges is a good one.
Oranges.
Oranges.
I'm just trying to think of like what California exports because they probably make like 90% of the shit.
They do wheat and corn in the Midwest.
Yeah. But California makes like wine, oranges,
Beef. A lot of beef.
a lot of beef.
Beef Wellington.
I don't think we're exporting it.
Okay, so it says
We send most of it to India. They love beef. They love eating cows.
mineral fuels, including oil. So oil.
Yeah.
Machinery, including
We got our
computers.
factories.
Yeah.
Oh.
Electrical machinery and equipment, vehicles, aircraft and spacecraft. That makes sense. Man.
You know what's fucked up
Because
about
these are all things that are like that China's making now.
That's what I was gonna
Like-
say. Well, what's fucked up about it is that China's got a way better car industry than we do. The only reason why we don't have them here is because
Yeah, the tariffs.
because
Or the-
America, it is the tariffs.
Yeah.
Because the auto industry lobbies here because they're so
Right.
terrified of like competing
with
with
that.
They don't want to
Chinese-
compete.
Yeah.
In the
It's
in
true.
the system that is intentionally trying to compete in order for it to work. Yeah.
Yeah. So like China's electrical cars.
Yeah.
Like apparently China's streets are quiet as fuck because everybody drives electrical cars.
Crazy.
And if Tesla wouldn't be able to survive
Mm-hmm.
if it's so fucked.
Pharmaceuticals, plastics and plastic articles,
Ew.
gems and precious metals, organic chemicals.
Ew. Oh,
Yeah.
well that's fine. But
Our exports are so lame.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Like
Canada's?
I guess
Lumber?
the closest thing
Probably.
we have to natural shit is oils.
yeah.
But that's gross.
That's relatively new.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say oil's
we
low.
didn't used to be able to do that.
But still, I don't think you guys compete with like Canada or
maybe it's primarily
now.
another fuel because it does say mineral fuels, and I wonder what else that could be. Like, what the hell does that even mean?
It's kind of low down on the list, so I don't think it's really as impactful as something like pretty much any African country, because African countries go crazy with the minerals.
Yeah. And lithium, right? There's a lot of lithium in Africa.
A lot of lithium, a lot of cobalt.
Yeah.
There's one mineral that I've literally never heard of that is like integral to the functionality of like microchips that that America's basically been politically bullying for the last 20 years because
Yeah.
they need all of that shit
Yeah.
to make microchips for their shit.
So interesting.
So
Forget
fucked.
what it was.
Can you look up Canada's? I'm gonna guess it's steel, lumber, oil, and canola. That's gonna be my guess. Top 4.
I'm gonna
Oh, and fresh water.
Maple syrup.
Well,
That might
not
sound like a
yeah,
joke.
I don't think it's gonna
I bet maple
that.
syrup is one of the exports too.
You think? No, I think that's pretty low because we have a lot of I think it's gonna be lumber, steel.
They keep it.
Oil.
Canada keeps their maple syrup in reserves in Canada,
Yeah.
and that's what they sell when you visit.
Well, what
They're
they're
not
gonna
gonna
do
export it.
is we're gonna heat it up and dump it on.
Okay. Mineral
and
fuels.
you guys are on the top, so it would be the perfect angle.
What the fuck?
It would drizzle down. Yum.
It says mineral fuels vehicles. What the fuck vehicles are y'all making? Okay, I need to stop using ChatGPT.
Yeah, I don't.
It literally basically says all the same shit as the U.S.
Yeah, no, that's not-
Down here it says wood.
Yeah, lumber is for sure one of
I
them.
literally said it would be all the same shit because it's just like it's
Fuck.
North America. You guys have access to the same piece of land.
We have a
basically.
problem.
No.
Here. I'm gonna go to the CIA fact book.
Because Canada has a lot of shit that America needs. I think it's 75% of America's power comes from Canada.
Oh, because there's just like a bunch of power plants up there and shit.
I have no clue what the fuck we got going on up there, but a lot of America's power comes from Canada. We power most, or yeah,
You're like the roof, and we put all of our
lumber,
all of our solar power panels.
We
up
have
there.
a lot more lumber than you guys have. We have a lot more
Yeah, that would make sense. A
steel.
lot of trees.
Yeah, we have a lot more oil. The way that our oil works is we sell it to you guys, and then you guys sell it back to us.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. Don't ask me. I just learned about it. We sell it to you guys, and then you guys fucking barrel it up and then sell it back. It's like some weird agreement we
Man,
have.
I
Well,
gotta
the
go on this
barrel part is
website
good.
more often. The fucking CIA.gov has
Yeah.
so many statistics.
Thanks, the CIA.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just kidding.
sure know
Fuck
a lot.
you, CIA.
Okay, that's goaded. Anyway,
It's a party in the
Wait. What was
CIA.
the resources?
it just didn't. That was the one thing it didn't have. I mean, it told us what the import partners are: USA 51%, China 11%, Mexico 6%. It told you how much money the exports are, GDP. It just didn't really give a great detail. It says cars, trucks, vehicle parts, refined petroleum.
I know that we do a lot of big machinery stuff, for big trucks, like
Like a Hummer.
no, not like a Hummer, like industrial
Yeah.
stuff, like big cranes
That makes
and
sense.
things like that.
You guys do a lot of that. There's so much. Yeah,
Energy
harvesting.
products like crude oil and natural gas, motor vehicles and parts, metals and minerals,
Yeah.
lumber.
All right, let's get into the vampire's kiss.
Oh, the vampires. Cheers.
I did not know what to expect going into this film, and I think that was a good thing.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah. It was longer than I expected it to be. I think ideal world, I think the build-up could have been a little bit quicker. You know, maybe shave off 20 minutes of the film and I would have been happy as a clam.
The only thing they needed to shave off, in my opinion, and I think it's just our attention spans are changing, and it was a film from 1989, was the big scores, cinematic scores, while they just showed different parts of New York for.
I think I liked that.
Oh, you
vibe.
liked that?
Yeah, and it didn't take up that much time. Ultimately,
Yeah, I liked everything. I just felt like
Yeah.
we could cut that down personally.
This was only an hour and 10 minutes. So,
Yeah, I thought it was
Oh.
a great length.
shit. Okay, no, I take it back then.
or
Yeah.
sorry, not an hour and 10 minutes. My bad. I'm stupid. I thought an hour was 100 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It says it's 103 minutes.
Oh,
What would that be? That's like an hour and a half.
That's
It's not too bad.
Hour 45.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
hour
not bad.
45.
I just think for what's being communicated in the film, it's more.
No,
like
I actually kind of agree that
20.
I mean, it was funny, but a lot of the third half of the movie is basically just compilation of Nick Cage being a crazy person,
Which I appreciate.
Yeah,
which was fun. But yeah, it didn't really contribute much to the story. It's just yep, he's a crazy person now. And you get to watch that.
Yeah.
I think if you took that time and that energy and put it more into the transition of him getting crazy in the beginning, I would have been happier with it.
Yeah.
Him slowly, getting into this vampire state. in unique ways, I think that would be funny.
Ian's favorite part was when he fucking jumped up on the desk and said, "There you are!"
Yeah,
That was good.
that was
one of my
fucking yeah.
Also, directly after that, when he chases her throughout the building yelling, it's really funny to me.
Yeah. No, I really like. There were so many times. The part where I burst out laughing for some reason was when they had him drinking out of a water fountain. I don't know why I thought that
Yeah.
was genuinely
That's
very
good.
funny.
She cackled at that.
Yeah.
I think it was one of these things. That's such a.
Well, it's because he
I'm gla-
presents himself.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I do remember thinking about that a lot when
Yeah.
it happened. I'm like, why did Anissa just laugh at that?
Yeah.
I kind of got why you laughed at it. It was like him essentially. It's like a vulnerable thing you
It's
don't have
very
a
vulnerable.
main character do,
Yeah.
especially a guy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an ick type thing.
Well, especially
almost.
like with how he, because like the whole point of the film, right, is that he's obsessed with control and obsessed with perfection, and so you have this man who's like, he's really trying to walk the walk and like act like he's this like perfect, like kind of American Psycho-esque character, and to have like this shot of him drinking like a child out of a water
fountain. Yeah.
in a suit,
And he was
so
kind
funny.
of presenting himself. They
Yes.
didn't say, let's do this shot where it's like from behind or from the back of his head
Yeah.
to make it be a little bit more like less awkward. It was like, no, we're going to film the front of his head sucking from
Yes.
the teat of the drinking
So
fountain.
funny. I really fucking like that. The other thing that I looked up just to like make sure that I was interpreting it properly is vampires have a long history in literature with sexuality. It's like a very common theme. And it's usually about somebody embracing a part of them that is considered not heteronormative, or sometimes it's like a depravity or just something that is
The
like
repressed part of it.
a repressed part of your sexuality, basically. And so the way that I interpreted the film in general was that he was struggling. He has this idea of perfection, this idea of masculinity, this way that he wants to like live his life, and him realizing that he has something in him, deep in him, that is not lining up with the heteronormative expectations of like a man, slowly made him like violent and lose it, basically. And that's how I mean, I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's definitely how I interpreted it, because he was so angry, and it was particularly at women. It was this anger, and he like found a woman that he felt was like weak, that he could pick on. And you see him slowly like getting more and more. Every time he felt like he didn't have control, he would exert it on her. So like it's a very funny movie, but it's also a very interesting conversation in the film that I thought was very cool. If that's, I mean, I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's how I took it.
It's really hard to tell what they were going for, but
Yeah.
it is funny how at the very least it falls into place when it comes to like how you can interpret it, because I interpreted it very similarly, but I would say that the best way to sum it up is it's about a very wait, where did he go?
He didn't like how you were talking. He thinks that
sorry.
Vampires Kiss is about a guy
No, go
actually
ahead.
becoming
Go ahead,
a vampire.
Dane. Go ahead.
I think it's about the world's stupidest misogynist
Yeah.
discovering that he has a domination kink,
Yes.
and he doesn't know how to deal with it because he's a misogynist.
Yeah.
And he's so stupid that he interprets this instead that, oh, maybe I might have a domination kink, as I'm turning into a vampire because I'm really stupid.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really funny, but it's also just kind of revealing in a way how like it kind of touches on like the thing that nobody likes to talk about, which is like there are a lot of fetishes, like pretty much every fetish or kink or whatever is inherently based on something that is scary to them. Like that's what's exciting, is that it's kind of frightening.
Yep.
And it's kind of funny to imagine that to a misogynist, the most frightening thing that you can imagine is a woman with power over you.
Yeah.
And so like he doesn't know how to wrestle with it. He's like, what? I like this, but you know, it's scary. Like, and then wires get crossed because I think like when he was making out with someone, a bat flew in the room and attacked them.
Yeah.
So he just is like making these stupid connections the whole
Well,
movie.
because like
It's
he
just
was
really funny.
That's
scared.
awesome.
I think it's because he was scared. This bat was attacking him.
He was scared while he had a boner,
Yeah.
and it awakened something in him.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I kind of liked being vulnerable."
Yeah.
And I think like kind of at the core of a lot of misogyny is this they feel like it's a failure to want to be in a vulnerable position, but they're misogynist because they feel vulnerable all the time, I think, really. And like I think it's so interesting that they do explore like how violent a scared man can be, like a scared, angry man. You know what I mean? Like, because they really go for it. I the one thing that I didn't remember, and maybe I blocked it out, and like it's kind of trigger warning for some people. He does assault her, the woman that he's like bullying. He does full on sexually assault her, and like and then he murders another woman. So like it's this full on like descent into like the more he feels like he's losing control, the more aggressive he gets.
I was just thinking about there's a gun in the movie.
Yeah.
And it has blanks in it.
Yeah.
And at one point he fucking puts it in his mouth and he's pulling the trigger. I wonder if he in the filming that he actually did that with blanks, because that would be really fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't think
actually
that would be
shoots
possible.
Gunpowder.
Yeah.
No, because I was gonna say blanks still shoot compressed air at the speed of a bullet out of the gun. Like that's literally an effect.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit of a stretch that's even possible to happen in the movie. I think whoever did the research for the movie didn't understand that just because it's blanks doesn't mean it does no damage to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if I'm pretty sure like
someone's died that way.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was from The Crow or whatever, if that was a situation where it was blanks and it still killed them, or if that was accidentally loaded with a bullet. But yeah, that may not be a good example, blank. But it has happened before.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a blank in that situation? Okay, yeah. I can't remember if that was the one.
I'm just curious fucking how to replicate it if it's not CGI. I'm just interested in the practical, like what they did.
I would imagine like one of those flashbang, like those little whatever.
Like a little popper.
Yeah.
It seemed a little more intense
put a
than
popper in the gun and then set it off. And that
I guess it just needs to be a flash. You're right.
Yeah.
And then they just add the sound effect in. They go into Adobe Premiere and then they just like go to YouTube.com. And they type in. They type in gun sound effect.
They use freaking what was that? Movie Maker.
Vegas.
Oh yeah, Vegas. Pirated copy of Vegas, I think.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much of that film I forgot because I was watching it and there were so many scenes that I forgot or blacked out or
there are a lot of scenes, yeah.
So I something I was kind of struggling with a little bit is like not knowing what this movie is about, like at least going in knowing whether it's meant to be like a horror or a comedy or a whatever kind of cues up a little bit in like how you're interpreting things.
Yeah.
And I really wanted it to be a comedy.
Yeah.
Like to make a lot of Nick Cage's behavior and the way they filmed it to be intentional.
Yeah.
And I was gonna watch like a trailer for it to get an idea of like how are they advertising this in 1989? Because I mean, I don't know. Do you know if it's like if this has always been a thing is like categorizing movies in such a way? Like if I go on IMDb right now and it says like fucking Vampire's Kiss parentheses comedy, if that means that it was advertised as such when it came out back then?
That's a good question. I don't know actually. Because I'm sure that if you like, for example, go on Wikipedia and look at the genres, it'll like say like black comedy or it'll say like a cult comedy or something. but you don't really get cult status until it's been out and people like pan it and then like it later. And this is definitely a cult movie because it was like it bombed. People hated it when it came out. People said like Nicolas Cage is overacting, and then now people watch it and they're just like, oh, this is a good movie. So it's hard because there are certain movies that you can go back and read the reviews, so maybe that would help. But
yeah,
I don't think that people thought it was funny when it came out, though. So it might not have been classified as such because I think people thought it was serious. But
it's so interesting, even how the legacy of an actor allows people to interpret their work later on.
Yeah.
This movie's funnier because Cage has gone on to do crazy and great things.
I think that they made it intentionally as a comedy because I did listen to a little bit of the director's commentary, and the director and Nicolas Cage are watching it and laughing and like talking about things like I did that intentionally because it was funny at the time. Like he was specifically talking about when he was doing the alphabetical like misfile speech to his therapist where he's like A B C D E F G. Like he was like, yeah, I practiced that choreography with my hands. Like he's like, I put my hands on my hips. That was like Mick Jagger. He was like,
that's awesome.
He was really into like the idea of making sure that his performance was silly.
Yeah.
So I think that the filmmakers had the intent of it being a dark comedy. I don't think that it was advertised that way because sometimes that just happens. Like a filmmaker can give their film to a company and they can be like, all right, well, we don't think it's going to sell if we advertise it as a comedy. We think it's going to sell if we advertise it as like a horror movie. And they make that mistake and then the movie doesn't do well. And forever it's just known as that horror movie that sucked. But the intention wasn't that it was supposed to be like watched that way.
Crazy how often that happens. The one infamous one that I always think about is Jennifer's Body.
Yeah,
Jennifer's Body.
That's a great example.
Yeah, they didn't want to sell it as a they had a very specific intention. So Jennifer's Body is supposed to be a feminist film. It's supposed to be like for women. But the people who made it, when they gave it to the company to promote it, the company said, "No, you need to make like Megan Fox is hot. This is like hot, horny hot.
Advertise it to teenage boys.
Advertise it to teenage boys, and it totally bombed because it did not hit the right audience. So it took a long time for the right people to find it.
I was also just thinking about Nick Cage and how he just probably wasn't funny to most people back then. Because you didn't like trust that any of this was intentional. It's just like this is a loser actor doing his. I don't know what he had done up until that point, but I assume he wasn't. I assume he was C or B list celebrity. I mean,
it's also just very ahead of his time acting.
Yeah,
I think. Like
especially for that type of movie,
Yeah, because that was before. I was kind of shocked. I always interpreted it in my head as this being a parody of American Psycho, but American Psycho came out after this.
No, I would definitely say this walked so that American Psycho could run.
That's what I was wondering, because I looked up. I was like, when did American Psycho come out? It came out in 2000.
Yeah.
So,
this movie definitely inspired that movie. Like
that's what I thought.
Because I had seen American Psycho a long time ago, and then you recommended I watch this, and it's funny because you had never seen it. You would have never made that connection, but I was watching and I was like, this is literally just American Psycho. What the fuck?
That's so fucking awesome. Yeah, I'll have to watch American Psycho because I loved this movie. I love this movie. Like I already really like this movie, but rewatching it made me realize that I fucking love it. I was laughing so hard. Like it's just so funny.
I was realizing how much I love the aesthetic of the
80s.
80s, I guess.
Yeah, it's the 80s.
Yeah, it's
like
just
80s yuppie culture.
Yeah, it was very cool. I mean, even just this like realization of like, because it's not so old of a film that you're like disconnected. It's like these are nice cameras. Things are recorded in a really nice kind of way, like nicer than now in a lot of
I
ways.
agree. Yeah.
I don't know if it's makeup or what it is, but a lot of things felt very solid. Like one thing that felt like very solid in the movie were the cars. Because
Ooh.
that's what it was. It was all like steel
Yeah.
cars, really hard and like
Yeah. I know
like,
what you're
nice.
talking about.
And the thing that didn't feel solid, which is fine, was like him swinging around the like fucking the piece of wood.
Oh, yeah.
That thing felt like it was just like nothing in
I
his
loved
hand, like it was
it.
a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's very funny. But yeah, you're
Big
right.
piece of
That was
balsa
the.
wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a dad comment also to make. Be like, yeah, so, what do you think of Vampire's Kiss, Dad? A lot of good cars in that movie.
True.
Like, we didn't even notice
taxi,
that.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, the taxi.
I love that taxi.
The people too. That's what I said to Ian. I was like, the people seem like more beautiful back then.
Yeah, they were fucking 80s, 90s beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, the way the women all had the blush.
I know.
And,
And the hair and like it just
Even this shot of like this woman's chest as she was dancing in the
yes,
club, I was
yeah.
like, why does that look so good?
it looks so much
compared to
better
anything
than now. Like what happened?
Yeah.
I don't
Have
understand.
you guys heard the like people are now making these observations that like people looked older back then, as in
Yeah.
like 20-year-olds looked like they're 30 and 30-year-olds looked like they were 40 and things like that, but
Yeah.
back in like the 80s and or 70s.
Yeah.
But it's just because they're wearing your parents' clothes.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's literally the only distinction. Because like I look at those people and I think like their faces definitely don't look like they're older, but the things that they're wearing, obviously,
Yeah.
they're wearing shit that like boomers wear now
Yeah.
because they're old. So that just makes sense to me. But I also found out that Nick Cage in this movie is 23.
Whoa.
But I think that's just Nick Cage.
It is, but he does look young. Like I did
He
say
looks
that when I
young.
was watching.
He looks young, but he doesn't look like a 23-year-old in this movie.
No, he doesn't.
I think it's
But
because he's wearing a suit probably most of the time, but
he's
still.
wearing a suit, and also he's got long features.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think long features are just older.
Yeah. And just
He's
in
always
general,
looked a little older.
yeah, the way they have cast it and everything, it's like he's a boss guy
Yeah.
in the
Boss
thing.
cat.
Yeah.
He's a
So-
big cat boss.
He's meant to have
Yeah.
like authority. You just assume he would be a bit
He must
older.
have been, 26 when he did Face Off? And in that movie, he literally looks like he's in his 40s. So
Oh, the one scene that I did really like that the one where after he chases that poor woman into the bathroom, they're all sitting around like him and these other random men, and they're all just like laughing and like she wants a raise, and Nick
Oh,
Cage
yeah.
is like, ah, he's like laughing like a freak, and it reminds me of, and I wonder if it is a direct reference, the American Psycho where they're sitting around and like comparing cards.
Yeah.
yeah.
Felt the same.
Definitely.
Same vibe.
Yeah.
There's also
So
like
out of
scenes in that movie
place.
where it's just a bunch of guys sitting around and they're all just like talking at each other and not listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
it's just how it is.
yeah, I guess that scene really, I'm now feeling like, yeah, it feels like a lot of it is super intentional.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like I thought it was a bit goofy at the time, but I had a big problem at the beginning of like him putting on this voice.
Oh yeah.
I
So
love the voice.
I love the voice.
yeah, like what would you, I would almost describe it as like a transatlantic kind of like, I'm trying to sound sophisticated.
Yes, yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's not quite British. It's just
And what's so funny
just
about
nothing.
it to me
Uh-huh.
is that people let him get away with it.
right.
Does that make sense? Like it's stupid as fuck.
Man, okay, this makes me really appreciate the film.
Yeah.
Because I was watching it as a non-appreciator
Yeah.
and a non-believer.
Yeah.
So when I was hearing that, I was like, oh, this is like before I guess he figured out his shit, and he was like trying to put on a voice for this film, or the filmmakers, directors were like, yeah, we don't really like your voice, so please like do this. it was all intentional.
It was intentional for sure.
Yeah, because I kept hearing his real voice come out.
Yes.
And that was the joke of it, and the comment on like the masculinity,
The masculinity and the
like
acting.
trying to
and
prove yourself in front of
Yep.
these other men,
Yep.
other women.
Yep.
And in that scene where he's laughing as well, I was
Yep.
like, man, is this funny because it's Nick Cage, like his personality coming out in the film? Like, is it that meta conversation where it's like, yeah, why is he doing this crazy Nick Cage shit? But it was like, no, that was an intentional choice where it's showing how forced and
Yes,
put on
yes.
the laughter is
Yeah.
and the peer pressure
Yeah.
of like, you know,
these male
getting
spaces.
along with these other men.
Yeah.
That is sick.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. That's what I found so funny throughout the film is like how much he's willing to get or he's able to get away with of these like stupid put on, like nobody's humbling him, nobody's like telling him, like it's just like so fucking ridiculous. Like
You'll love American Psycho though, because that's like the main joke, just what he can get away with.
Yeah,
Because no one cares.
yeah. I have to watch that. I do have to watch that movie.
Man, I loved him getting the fake teeth.
So
like
good.
that like absurdity.
Love the
just-
music sting when he finally puts them on. He just like he's now fully transformed. Like the movie's just,
cool as well. Like
memeing it.
it feels like such like fucking high schooler or fucking, you know, just student like levels of comedy where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, now let's have him like fucking eat a pigeon.
Yes.
Like awkwardly chase around the pigeon
So
and then
good.
consume it like that's gonna like that means he's a vampire. It's like a fucking what can we do?
Oh, I
By
love
the way,
it.
they said in the director's commentary that he actually caught that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a real pigeon, and he really caught it.
That's awesome.
The crazy thing is that you can catch pigeons pretty easily. They want to be domesticated. They like people.
They
That's
like
why
it.
they hang out in cities.
Yeah.
They're like, can we be a part of this?
I kind of like what you guys are doing.
Oh, I also kind of like the dynamic in general of like, yeah, like the pigeons are kind of, they're a little bit passive, a little bit submissive, and they want to get dominated. And
Yeah.
he's like, you know, I'm a vampire now,
Yeah.
so I'll dominate.
I'll
you.
dominate you. Yeah, because he's trying, and I guess that is part of it, right? Like he doesn't want to like give into this like being dominated. He wants to dominate.
Mhm.
So this like his coping.
Yeah, that battle.
Yeah.
I liked, man, it felt so unnecessary, the amount of destruction in his apartment.
I love
Like,
that.
just randomly cutting to him, like, just breaking shit.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, it was like,
Him kicking.
yeah.
What did he kick?
He
The-
kicks the light. I
Oh,
know
yeah,
exactly what you're
that
talking about.
looked so
Because I was
good.
laughing so hard at that because it's just like he's so weirdly accurate at that range. It was just like, wow, that was actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
I feel, yeah. Oh, man, that's so gold.
That's another thing on the director's commentary. They mentioned that he really destroyed that room for real, and that's none of that is fake. None of it is like balsa wood or like
Right.
like plexiglass or sugar
Wow.
glass or
That's
whatever.
awesome.
So he could have, because the budget was really low. I think it was like only $2 million. So they just didn't have the budget to make a fake room, and they were just like, "All right, Nick, just go and like destroy the room, and we'll just like get 2 cameras, and
Wow.
hopefully it works out and you don't hurt yourself." Like
That's
really, just like 80s filmmaking, man. Like where they just weren't taking any safety precautions at all.
Well, yeah, 'cause
Just
isn't
happened to
there-
work out.
There's another iconic scene where somebody punches a mirror.
A mirror. That's from Apocalypse Now. Yeah. And
Yeah.
he punches the mirror and actually like starts bleeding, and you can see it on camera, and it's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking when you said that, isn't there a scene like that in Django? Where,
Yeah,
like, Leo
but
does some meme.
yeah, Leo does
Oh,
cut
yeah.
himself,
Oh.
and it cuts away before like it gets kind of bad.
Hmm.
But because he cut himself in the previous scene, and they wanted to keep that take, they obviously took him to the hospital, stitched his hand up, came back, put a bunch of fake blood on his hand to match it,
Okay.
and then they kind of worked with
Crazy.
it. But yeah, he did actually literally cut himself on some glass in that.
Man.
Yeah, happens more often than you think. Like, but more modern movies generally take like an insane amount of safety precautions now.
Yeah.
Because yeah, don't want to
Yeah.
hurt your actor.
I mean,
that's the star.
Hit an artery, and wasn't in Lord of the Rings that he broke his foot kicking a helmet as well, didn't he?
That's the famous one as well. But everybody hurt themselves in Lord of the Rings. Like like I think Legolas broke a rib, cracked a rib or something.
Jesus.
Somebody got a big splinter in their foot.
Ew.
Sam stepped on a big shard of glass in the water.
Oh.
There's a lot of stories like that from the behind the scenes where they're just like, yeah, we got hurt. Whoops.
Whoops. Look at Sleepy Merlin.
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys liked the movie.
Yeah.
We liked it a lot.
Yeah, I love it.
It really put into perspective the previous one, the enormous weight of my balls on your chest.
Yeah.
It's like that movie, like, it didn't even succeed as being, like, in my mind, like, authentically goofy.
No, you're right.
And
That's
fun.
what me and Dane were saying. Like, this is what like Vampire's Kiss was.
Yeah.
Like what they wanted it to be.
I can't help but agree.
Yeah. What are we gonna? Okay, so we're watching Sunshine. I better not
Next?
be scared.
Doesn't matter.
Next,
This
yeah.
is a good opportunity to just switch into a new.
I just wanted to give you that disclaimer because I know that you don't like horror movies.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that that Sunshine is horror in the way that you dislike, which is like just violent and gory.
Okay.
It's not really like that.
Okay. So everybody, the next assignment is Sunshine. We're all watching it, and we'll discuss it next week.
Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle.
Who's Danny Boyle?
The great Danny Boyle. He made a bunch of stuff like Train Spotting, Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, I've seen Slumdog Millionaire. I've heard of Train Spotting.
Made the James Franco Stuck on a Rock for 127 hours.
I watched that one. It was so accurate to the feeling of when you hit a nerve.
Ew.
Oh.
That ring that happened when that's exactly what it feels like to hit a bare nerve for sure. So
Thanks, Danny Boyle.
Bear nerd.
thanks, you Danny Boyle.
Yeah, yeah.
you
What
like
would you rate that movie out of 10?
I gave it a 7 out of 10 on L Box, but honestly, it's a what does Anthony Fantano say? Or no,
Soft, a hard, a
hard.
light.
no, what is it? Or no, YMS. He always says it's closer to an 8 than a 9, or 8 than a 6 or something. Yeah, I'd say it's a high 7.
It's closer to an 8 than a 7.
It's an 8 for
Yeah,
me.
or
7.
yeah,
So yeah, it's an
I
8 for
see.
me.
that tracks. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And like to put that in
Nice.
perspective, like the only 10s I've given is like Full Metal Jacket,
Right.
Yeah,
Scott
I
Pilgrim.
think I've rated like over 400 movies, and I think only 10 of them are full marks.
Yeah.
So I tend to try and rate on a bit of a bell curve scale as much as I can,
Mm-hmm.
where truly average is 5.
Yeah. I agree. I give this one an 8 though. It's like a genuine gem to me, and it's very important to me. It feels
Definitely fun. Definitely a good movie.
How do you guys because I think I usually, when I'm going into a film, like the mood I'm in currently has like a huge impact on whether I like it or not.
That's interesting.
Not a huge impact, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I'm having a good time, then I'm just like, yeah, that was a fine film. Like nothing to be critical about. You know what I
You're
mean?
saying if the vibes in the room are good,
Yeah.
then you'll like the movie.
Totally.
He was tired yesterday, like super tired.
Um,
I would say for me, how I rate something, because it all depends on the person. Story and like what is trying to be communicated is by far the most important thing to me.
all right.
Then things like acting, cinematography, writing, like all those things kind of like, matter a lot, and it kind of weighs how I feel about things.
Okay.
But story and how that story is conveyed, and if it had a conversation with me.
Yeah. But you're saying that your feelings going into it is just like you try to go into it kind of neutral, and you just go with the fucking flow of it.
And I try to be objective.
Yeah.
Like I just, because I really like obviously you can tell I like kind of trying to figure out what the message
Have you ever
was.
tried though to like, because that's escapism for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Is like, in some cases like if you're really scared or sad about something and you watch a movie, like does it have like a better effect. Like it's like really impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say like escapism is still part of it for me. It's just like
Right.
it's like when I listen to music. Like it's important. I want to be able to connect with the artist. You know?
True.
So, but everybody's different. Like some people really, really, really value like cinematography over everything. Like they want it to like look beautiful. And then everything else is kind of, you know, it's just different for everybody. But, you know.
Hopefully every movie from now on look like Avatar.
What would you say, like, the main three, Ian, elements of a film that decide whether you like it or not? Like, what are the top three, like you can say writing, cinematography, direction, acting,
Special
characters,
effects.
Interesting.
special effects. Like,
I
what
mean, I
are the
would-
most important elements of films?
Probably just copy Anissa's answer. I fucking agree with that. But if I had to specify, I would say like the like core message or like point of the movie, even if there isn't a point, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's important at like a base level to then interpret the rest of it.
What is the film trying to say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, Professor. And sorry, that didn't mean to sound all sexual.
No,
okay,
I-
Professor.
It's funny.
Yeah, and then next is just how funny it is.
Yeah. Like you want to laugh. You want to be able to laugh at it.
No. Oh man, that's hard. My little baby freaking brain back in the day was really obsessed with how things looked. I really liked that. I think I was like upset with a movie if it didn't have some form of like special effects or like action scenes and
Whoa.
shit
Okay.
like that. Yeah, back in the day, that was like it was a boring movie if it didn't have that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's typical, I think, of
Yeah.
younger people, though. They want to
Yeah.
see some shit.
It was stupid though because there were plenty of movies that I had watched and liked. I just didn't make the connection. I don't know. There might be some amount of like, I don't know, insecure shit going on there.
Yeah.
But nowadays I think I'm looking for, I think number 2 on the list would be like just not taking me out of it, whatever that means.
Yeah.
you know, in this case.
Yeah. Keeping your attention.
In the case of, and you know, it could work in post. Like obviously, I was taken out a little bit in Vampire's Kiss when he was doing his Nick Cage shit. But I don't know. I think that was. I wouldn't want them to ham-fist it or make it more obvious that he's, you know, doing this. The movie's doing it intentionally. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think I may have just been tricked by Nick Cage.
That's his next film.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I don't know, just keeping. I mean, this is really like I'm getting way too off track of the like static things that you described, like cinematography, writing, fucking.
Well, I
audio,
just gave those as
whatever.
examples
Yeah.
because you seemed like you were overwhelmed by the question, but you gave a lot of good answers, I think, where it's a lot more hyper specific.
Yeah. But anyway, that's me.
What do you rate
Those are
it?
good answers.
I'm changing my rating for the other one that we watched because this one was so much better. That other one wasn't that great. It wasn't that fun. So I'm gonna make that one a 6. I'm gonna make this one a 7, and it's more of a high 7.
I actually am going to, now that I understand that that's something we can do, because I watched Vampire's Kiss like right after the massive weight of my balls. I too am going to take it from a
Nice.
7 to a 6.
Nice.
But I'm keeping Vampire's Kiss at an 8.
Nice. I agree.
Very
with
nice. Very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys saw a real Nick Cage movie and you said, oh, wait a minute, this is the real shit.
Yeah.
That. Yeah. Also,
Yep.
I just felt like the vibes were more consistent.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
The other one didn't know what it wanted to be at all. This knew exactly what it wanted to be.
You're correct. The vibes weren't consistent.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
that one saying in Family Guy?
Oh, it insists upon itself.
Yeah.
Did you
That's the
hear,
opposite of what you're trying to say, though.
No, I know.
Did you hear where that came from? Like why Seth MacFarlane?
Didn't we have a discussion about this?
Yeah, it was like
I'm not
his
sure it was on the
professor.
podcast.
No, not on the pod, but his film professor in university would say that as a critique, and nobody knew what the fuck it meant.
That's so cool.
He would say it insists upon itself, and they just never knew. So he.
I always
inserted
thought it
his-
meant like that it was like pretentious, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of interpreted as, but man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm 10 out of 10 hungry right now.
Okay, well, that is going to conclude this episode of She Ruined My Career. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hasta!
Everybody run to get food.
La vista!
Baby!